How you going, Team Health Tech? It's Peter Birch. We're live streaming to YouTube, to Facebook, to LinkedIn to talk about what's happening in health tech this week. If you don't know, I'm the host of the Talking HealthTech podcast, where 4 times a week now on the podcast, I was going to say every week, but 4 times a week now, we have a chat with key players and influencers that are in the Australian health tech scene. On the podcast, we've now extended out to YouTube, to Facebook, to LinkedIn to do live streaming. So we're live now. I think it'll be 20, 25 minutes, maybe half an hour. Maybe it'll go for 4 hours. Who knows? But let's get some interaction. You can comment in any of the platforms that you're in. I'm not alone either. I am joined by Aidan Cousins, community manager from Talking HealthTech. He's in the house as well. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Pete. Glad to be here this afternoon.
Yeah, excellent. So it's really kind of a new thing for us. We're gonna play with the format for a while. Really keen for your feedback too. If you've got it, to let us know how we're going. If you've not subscribed to the mailing list, make sure you do. Go to talkinghealthtech.com and you can sign up there. Each week we send you an email with a good summary of what's happening within health tech, all of the episodes that have been on, you get a bit of a summary of, as well as a bit of a sneak peek of what we also give to members as well, and what's happening in the community too. We're going to cover some of that in this session today. So let's maybe just get stuck into it. What I might do, I might share, because it's easy to kind of go through this by looking at our at the newsletter that some of us get every week. So we'll just hide that. By the way, while we're getting ready, for anyone that is attending live to the session, I appreciate there's going to be a lot of people that aren't attending live and they will probably watch the recording. But if you are attending live, I want to be able to say thank you. So we've got socks, and for some reason in the Talking Health Tech community, it's now called Birch Merch. So if you can hashtag Birch Merch in the comments on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, we'll probably see it here during the live stream, and we'll say thank you, and we'll make sure we get in touch and we send you a pair of socks. You don't need to be a member to win the socks. You just need to be able to type hashtag Birch Merch, and let's see if we can make it trend for 3 days in a row. If we don't see your message, then I'm sure we can make it work, and we'll find you and we will give you socks. It's okay. So if you're watching the recording, just let us know anyway and say, I still want some socks in the recording. That's not as catchy as Birch Merch, but hey, let's do it anyway. And I'm sure we can work something out to say thank you on this first episode of This Week in Health Tech being live streamed across social platforms. So firstly, in the newsletter, we did mention, we did welcome, where are we? I'm still getting, there we go. Yeah. We did welcome our, some new members that we had join the community. We had UPaged come on as a basic member, Synapse and Best Practice as well. They're on the community and they're in the directory posting content. Check them out on the website. And we had quite a few members join in January as well, usually a bit of a quieter month just anyway because people are busy. Then that's great. Robert Lawson, you already get a pair of socks. It's all yours. So
let's
make sure let's go. We've got more socks, baby. We've got more socks. How many you got, people? More Birch Merch. Bring it on. Yeah, okay. So send us a message, Robert, and we'll sort you out. Okay, so then if you do want to, if you've got a company and you want to be listed on the Talking Health Tech directory, you can do that for free. A couple of companies did that in January. We saw a couple have come on this morning, actually. So just go to talkinghealthtech.com/join and you can set yourself up and be on the community, be on the directory. You can post content on there like news, events, and jobs. And we'll probably go through some of that news, events, and jobs in the weekly live stream now. So check that out. So yeah, Robert's a winner. All right, cool. So what else we got? So Aidan, what was happening in the community? You're Aidan's community manager. He's kind of keeping an update on, or keeping an eye on what's happening in there. I might actually open up the community so we can have a bit of a look around. What's happened this week?
Well, we might as well start with the new people that joined the community this week. We had a lot of very interesting people join. Most recently, Tom Souter. So welcome, Tom.
Yep.
But we also had the people from Cognium who, for some reason, absolutely love whales. They seem to be having a bit of a whale of a time on Talking HealthTech at the moment. So we love to see that. As well as we have Christina Lug. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing. And a whole heap of other new members.
Yeah, a whole heap of other new members. Christine from Highland, Zara obviously came on as well, Jeremy from MetaOptima. So yeah, and actually I saw a couple of new members join up this morning too. So that was literally, I think I just got a notification just before we went on. So we'll make sure we give you a shout out next week. So thank you for coming on. So that we did that, but then we did the member mingle on Friday as well, didn't we, Aidan?
Yeah, and that was really cool to see everyone join up. There was about 13 of us during the lunch break on a Friday. Don't usually get to see people wanting to join a members mingle on a Friday lunch, but it was really cool to see everyone there. Got to learn a lot about different people. So if you're interested in getting into the sock game, I heard Luke Fletcher's really good at sock distribution.
Yeah,
so hit him up at Foxo.
That's right. Legend says it was once called Soxo, but then they changed it to Foxo. So
yeah, it sounds a lot better, the Foxo compared to Soxo.
We had a few updates in the Showcase Your Stuff section. So it's interesting seeing like what people are working on in different areas. I know Nathan's coming on the show in a couple of weeks as well. He's one of our founding members in the community, talking about what he's doing in the Western Sydney local health district with VR.
That one's going to be really interesting to watch. Such a cool area, hey Pete.
Totally. There's a couple of other VR episodes that we've got coming on too soon. So if you are, working within the VR space within Australian health tech and wanted to showcase some of your stuff either in the community or on the podcast, then make sure you get in touch. Go to talkinghealthtech.com, send us a message through there, or you can also reach out on any other social platforms and we'll be able to help you out. Scott Wilson's asked if we're joining Clubhouse. I'm already on Clubhouse, and funnily enough, it's actually a really good question because Dr. James Somaru from the Health Tech podcast, which is a podcast, if you search in your Apple thing for the Health Tech podcast, I'm actually on one of his episodes from ages ago, and he's on one of ours. So we did a what's it called? Not a pod swap,
quid pro pod.
Yeah. No, it's called something else. I'll remember it after this, but it's some other lame name. Anyway, so we're both on Clubhouse and we've been playing with it because there's a few medtech groups. We've been looking to try and set something up a bit more, but a bit of a spoiler alert. We haven't even sent out the notification yet. I was going to do that after this episode, but next week, James is joining live in this session for Health Tech this week. What's happening in Health Tech? So we'll be live streaming with James Somaru from the Health Tech podcast in the UK. And so we've been talking about doing something in Clubhouse soon. I like pod pals. That's probably a really good a good way to describe it.
We're going to steal that one for future.
All right. So then we'll go to, where are we? Back here to the community. Back to the community. We're on that in the first place. We were talking about it earlier, actually, Aidan. In the think tank, there was a really interesting one that came up.
So I saw a recent, sorry, had an intruder in the background.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So recently I saw a news article by Dr. Ben Evans. He is the managing partner of InHealth Ventures in the UK, who posted this really interesting article on the 5 keys in his mind to a successful go-to-market strategy. Fortunately, we have some really business-savvy people in the community at the moment who were able to provide a little bit more key metrics, so to say, on what we should be thinking about when we're trying to get to market, especially in the healthcare sector, when most of us medical folk are more worried about doing the very best we can for each patient that we see. So we had people like Zoe from Cognium, and then Robert, who, as I said before, seemed to be having a whale of a time on here, talking about, understanding your return on investment and understanding the current Medicare standards for appointment time, so to speak, for, say, a GP, as Robert said, are best paid between 6 and 19 minutes long, which was very interesting. We also had other members join in, like Dina, who is the Member of the Month, which will
Yes.
be very exciting for this February, talking about understanding who you're actually pitching to, whether it's a doctor or more business savvy people within the different healthcare systems, is very important. That kind of leads into the other 5 key points that Dr. Ben Evans spoke about in his article this week. So that was probably the most interesting think tank we've had so far.
Yeah. And those that don't know, think tank is an area that we kind of just go deep into, different themes each week on the in the community. We launched that section of the community only recently. There was something about clinical trials before, so each week we'll bring up a new topic and really dive deep into it. And then we've also got this other area where we just be constantly posting up any news or things that might be happening within the industry, not just in Australia, but also broadly too. So you can check that out in your own time if you like. And congratulations.
It's been really popping off this week in the industry updates. As you can see, there's been about 15 new things occur this week. So that's all very exciting.
Lots of news. Congratulations to Dina, like you mentioned, Member of the Month. So Dina gets an extra month free of Talking HealthTech membership. She's got a cutout of me. So that's interesting. That's probably how she won the Member of the Month. I think that was used for her interview that she did on the podcast a while ago, that she wanted to make sure she was looking at somebody while she was speaking. So she did that, and it's not creepy at all. So
I've heard she's making a puppet too, so you better watch out, Pete. Birch merch is here to stay.
Birch merch. So the challenge of the month. Each month we do a challenge for members. We're showing off a bit of the members area on the community this week, but just wanted to kind of mention that too, is that there's all about reviews. So the members will be working hard, getting their badges to be able to, and also learn about or just give some experience in reviewing other members, asking for reviews. It's always important for business to be able to do that. What else we got? They're kind of the main things that happened in the community this week, don't you think, Aidan? There's nothing else to cover off.
We had a brief discussion around Airtree Ventures document, which outlines all the different investors in the Australian health tech scene, which are under our tech tools site that all free members are able to have access to. And it's been very helpful for a lot of our members so far to find out who actually in the Australian healthcare industry invests in different health tech startups. So that's been really cool to see as well.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. So that's been the community. Now, what we might do, I might kind of talk a little bit about what's happening on the podcast this week too. So we just launched today as well. We've had a couple of episodes this week. Actually, on Friday, we launched an episode with Edwina Wencart, episode 98, from Penn CS. That was an interesting episode we can check out live. That's available now. We also had an episode with Tim Kelsey, the ex-CEO of the ADHA. We've got a quick snippet of that one now. I'll play for you.
If you look around the world, and let's take retail, for example. So your average grocer would be spending somewhere in the order of 7 to 8% of their turnover on technology. So, we are used in grocery stores to full-on barcoding at every point of contact. We're now acting as the cashiers, saving the grocery chains with vast amounts of money and making the whole experience much more efficient for us. So it's a trade-off we're very happy with, but we're doing most of the clerical work now for the retailers of most descriptions. And that's an incredible shift of costs towards the consumer in a way that could only be facilitated by digital enablers. In healthcare, the story's been very different. So generally speaking, countries are estimated to be spending somewhere between 2 and 4% of the turnover of the spend on their overall health budget on technology. So considerably less than the larger retailers are spending.
So it's an interesting topic that came up during the conversation with Tim Kelsey, and it's on an area that I'm particularly interested in too, is just generally the investment in technology within healthcare. So if you've not checked out that episode, then you can go do that. Generally, investment in technology within healthcare is something that's probably lagging a little bit in Australia. I don't know if you've got any views on that, Aidan, but it's something that can probably be focused on more in the future.
To be honest, I haven't had a lot of experience in the investment scene in Australia. But from my point of view, as coming through as a medical student, I see most of the I see most of the investments occurring in the United States as like the area where most of the research and development is occurring. Yeah. I'd like to hear everyone else's thoughts on that through the live stream chat if you're around.
Yeah.
But trying to organize Australia to be a health tech zone within the world would be a really cool thing to, put Australia on the map in the future.
Totally. We released episode 100 as well this morning, which is kind of cool. Bettina McMahon, thank you so much for featuring on that episode. Here's a quick snippet from that one.
If I just think back to my final years in the agency, the people I'd be dealing with in senior positions every day. So often the most senior people were women there. And it's not that being a woman in and of itself is important, but when there are women around, it's encouraging for other women as well to see that that's an opportunity for them. And it's a much more diverse conversation that you have. So I really feel that digital health, more than any of those other sectors I've worked in, is very much punching above its weight in having that pipeline of women coming through so that you've actually got women who are qualified and well positioned to be in those positions at the top.
Went out full ball there with the effects for episode 100, by the way. So hopefully we can do more of those ones with the fancy background music. But no, it's a totally important theme that came out of that conversation with Bettina on episode 100, and it is great to see more women within digital health in leadership positions. We can always see more of it, but looking around in some of the key areas that we've got today, there's some representation. We can always be doing more though. So we went into that in a bit more detail in the episode. You should definitely check that out on the podcast. For those that have got access to THT Plus, so you can become a THT Plus member, and you can do that at the website tht.plus, or if you go to talkinghealthtech.com/THT Plus, but that's not as easy to remember. So go to tht.plus, you can become a member. You can start a 2-week free trial. You can pay month to month. It's just $15. You get early access to episodes. So right now you could listen to right up to episode 106. We released episode 100 today, but we've got episode 106, which is, I'm on a mirror here. You can tell I'm used to podcasting where you don't see me.
Come on, man.
Wait, that way? No, that way. Crap. That way. There's Luca. Yeah, cool. So you can check out those episodes. Sam Lanyon, great episode. Planet innovation all around advanced manufacturing, other bits and pieces, commercializing in healthcare. Anthony Condina, really cool topic on the use of medicinal cannabis and just medicine compounding, like pharmaceutical compounding in general. I learned a lot in that episode. And then Luca, episode released today just for members. That one you can listen to in a couple of weeks, like all the other two, all around managing the financials for a general practice. So a very important topic too. And on Sunday, we release a bonus episode, and it's a bit more of a monologue style from myself. And this week was all about how to win a government healthcare tender if you're a health tech company. So I covered some of my, things that I've learned from over the years and things that as other organizations you can do in preparing for trying to bid for a government tender. So what else do we have? Next, we've got, there's been a bit of excitement about the summit, right? That's
yeah, this is an interesting new concept that Pete's created coming in autumn this year. Pete,
yeah,
you have more to tell us about it yet?
Yeah. So the Awesome Summit, you can jump on here. Where can you go? You can go that one. You could go to talkinghealthtech.com/summit. Check it out. And so THT Plus members can register and get their ticket for free. Just go here and go register and get your free ticket. But we're taking application for speakers at the summit. So if it's not a big form to fill out either, it's this big. So if you're thinking, hey, it'd be great to be able to get a message out, do it in a live setting at an event, at a virtual event, then complete your application to speak here. We did a whole session, like a live session earlier in the week about this. There's another video which you could go back and watch. So I won't go into all of those details, but you've got until the 12th of February to submit your application. If you've got any questions, then reach out to us at support@talkinghealthtech.com, and we can help you out. There's no particular theme necessarily that you need to align with, like no kind of niche theme, but you can submit some ideas, anything around the use of technology in healthcare. So that would be amazing. Scott, thanks for your input too. There's just looking through some of Scott's comments that there's some great companies getting things done without major investment in Australia. And yeah, there's a lot that can be done still within Australia to be able to improve innovation and investment in that space. So I do agree with you.
Yeah, exactly, Scott.
Cool. So that's the summit. Make sure you get your free ticket. By the way, you don't have to be a member either. You could just purchase a ticket. There's early bird tickets available. Click through here, and then you can't see it here, but you get tickets they're cheaper up until the 12th. I've forgotten the exact price, and I don't want to quote it and get the wrong one. So check that out if you're keen. What else have we got? I think that's kind of the main things, Aidan. What do we got? I'm just looking through here. I might share this one so everyone knows what I'm doing. Just looking through. Congratulations, Vocera, who are the member of the week. Sorry, the featured company of the week on the mailing list. That's right. UPaged, they've put a job up on the website for a sales and BDM role. Looks like a good one. Opportunity to come in early stage within a company, make your mark, help Zara and the crew scale up. They've got a good product. Check it out. And they also did become members too, but we've been following it for a little bit. And
yeah, I had a talk to Zara during the week, and she seems very, very keen on what UPage is up to at the moment. So if I had any managerial role in the business development side, I'd be trying to get in there.
Yeah, that's a good one to do. And also Kelly at Growth MD, for all you accounting buddies. I'm technically a CPA, but I'm obviously not a practicing accountant. But Kelly's a great operator, looking for a senior accountant. They work predominantly within healthcare, so worth checking out, or pass it on to someone if you know them. So that's that one there. What else did we do? We talked about the industry updates. We talked about the summit. I think Hot Doc just had a thing today, but there's always some good Hot Doc events that are on the website. You should definitely check out the Bright and Health Planet Innovation event going on here. That's a good opportunity for others to get their idea up and running, and that's really the main things that we're covering off. So
just to piggyback off the Bright seminar, Reddy has a fellowship application process currently at the moment for, I believe, health tech startups, or if you're wanting to jump in the game, you can search up Reddy on the internet, and their applications close in the next week or so, I believe.
Cool.
So if you're interested in getting in and you have a bit of experience in the healthcare field, it'd be a really cool opportunity to get involved in.
Totally. Awesome. Well, look, they're the main things that we want to cover off this week. Thank you everyone for attending live, and appreciate that it's like 2:00 in the afternoon on a weekday, so not everyone can attend live, but this recording's available for anyone else to watch too. Hopefully it provides a good snapshot of what's happened in the week. This is the first live stream kind of event like this. It's not an event, it's just a weekly thing we're going to do now. So we had to get the first one out of the way. It wasn't too awkward, and it was hopefully something interesting. Great to see a few people engaging in the comments on different platforms too. So yeah, please let us know if you've got any feedback, any ideas for future episodes. We're going to be featuring James Somaru from the Health Tech podcast next week on the show. We're actually doing it at a different time, just so we can find a good time for the UK and for Australia. We're going to be doing it, I think, later in the evening. So that might be a good time for everyone else too to come along. But follow us on socials and keep up to date. Subscribe for the mailing list, and look, we'll see you in the community soon. Catch you guys.
Catch you next week, guys.